Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at this Star Wars special action figure set of the 501st Legion ARC Troopers, comprised of Echo, Fives, and Jesse. This was a Pulsecon exclusive, which means it was most likely originally a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, but then when that got canceled, Hasbro shifted all of their exclusives for the various conventions into just Pulsecon exclusives. But this is a pretty cool set. As you can see, it comes in this kind of special reflective packaging, very reminiscent of the 3-pack of Luke figures that I believe was last year's San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. So very much in the same vein as that. But I have to say, they look pretty great. I'm pretty excited for these 3 figures. Let me shift the camera here. You can see that they come with all kinds of accessories. I mean, each one of them comes with at least 4 different weapons plus their helmet, so that's pretty cool. Taking a look on the back, again, it's a little bit hard to see because of how reflective it is, but there's a little bio there if you'd like to read that. You can pause the video. But it's pretty cool. It's just because it's the weird kind of reflective, almost like a holofoil, backing. But you can see it's part of the vintage collection down there. So I think this is pretty cool. And also around this time when this was released, they announced that they're doing a Rex in the vintage collection. So of course I pre-ordered him so that I can get him to go along with these 3. Very excited to have the full squadron there. Should be pretty cool. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get these 3 guys out of the packaging and we'll take a closer look. So right off the bat, these guys look absolutely phenomenal. And I apologize if because they're so stark white, it throws off the white balance of my camera, but yeah, these guys look great. They really did a nice job with these. The amount of paint applications and detailing is just phenomenal. If you're a fan of the 501st guys, you're definitely going to want to pick this one up. The first thing I'll say, accessories, they all come with these same 2 little blasters, which I think is pretty cool, usually like what Rex usually uses. And they can go in the holsters. They do kind of fall out of the holsters pretty easily, though. They don't really fit in there as snug as I'd like. If you kind of turn them upside down, they fall out. Not much you can do about it. As long as you just kind of make sure they stand up, shouldn't be a problem. They also come with these really long blasters. And then they have this kind of standard, stormtrooper looking blaster. Each trooper gets a set. So, they each get one of these, they each get the long blaster, and they each get a set of pistols. So that's pretty cool. 4 accessories per trooper. Very cool there. You have the helmets, which I think look phenomenal. They're all different because they're personalized. I'm going to go ahead and take off Echo's helmet. And so just be a little careful because they're very tight. They're very snug. And I don't want to pop the head off the ball joint. But the face sculpts look really good as well. I think they did a really nice job. Nicely painted, nicely detailed. Really sharp. Taking a look at his helmet, as you can see, even has the piece on the side that can flip down, which I think is really cool. I love that. But again, very nicely detailed, and they customized their helmets, so very cool there. As far as articulation goes, I'm going to go ahead and just take the blaster out of his hand, just for the time being. You can see he's got the hand imprint, or just painted hand, on his armor there. They all have individual paint as well, because they're all different. You can see, the legs are different on all 3, because their armor's been customized, so I think that's really cool. Articulation-wise, the head is on a ball joint as well. I think it's a ball joint and a swivel, I think. The shoulder can go out to the side on a hinge, as well as a rotation back and forth. No bicep swivel, though. I'm really kind of bummed about that. You do have a elbow bend as well as a rotation there in the elbow, and then you have a wrist swivel as well as a hinge in the wrist. And you have some really nice paint there on the gauntlet. Really cool. You do have kind of a ball joint there in the torso. The legs, because of these skirts, are kind of hindered because these skirts are hard molded. They're soft plastic, but it's, they're molded into the figure. It's not like the belt moves around. And I like this and hate this. I like the fact that it's not super floppy, because honestly this is kind of floppy and it moves around a little bit too much for my taste. I wish it was kind of, more attached. But then, it hinders the articulation down here. So I can't really decide which I prefer. I have one loose and one molded on, and there's honestly drawbacks to both. But overall, still a really good figure. So with the leg, you can kind of kick forward a little bit out to the side, but really not much. You do kind of have like I can't tell if it's a thigh swivel or if I think it is a thigh swivel. Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was just the ball joint like rocking a little bit, but I think it is a thigh swivel there. And then you have 90-degree bend in the knee as well as a swivel there. And then you have a ankle rock as well as a little bit of side to side. So really nice articulation. Like I said, the only thing personally I'm missing is a bicep swivel. But other than that, pretty cool. Oh, it looks like there's actually somewhere you can peg this onto the back. I'm just noticing that. You can see there's kind of a little tab there, or tab spot. No, maybe I made that up. It seems like there's little connectors there. Let's try it. Why not, right? No, I think I made that up. It would have been nice, though, if there was a way to connect this onto the backpack. That would have been cool. Can you maybe... you can kind of peg in the handle. That kind of works. Maybe if I do it the other way. Yeah, it's not great, but it's something. Oh, you know what? This probably works better for the smaller pistol. Let's try that. Yeah, there you go. You can peg in the smaller pistol on the back because that has the obvious tab sticking out the side. Duh. So I can go ahead and peg that in. That's cool. I like that. Any kind of weapons storage I appreciate. So you could have that pegged on the back, the two pistols in the side, and then have them holding the longer blaster. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, so Echo looks great. Really nice paint detailing. Love the accessories. All that is very good. Let's move on to Fives. Very, very cool. I'm going to go ahead and take his helmet off as well. There we go. And you can go ahead and see again, detailing on the head. He's got the 5 on there. Looks fantastic. Really, really nicely done. Even kind of looks like the actor from Attack of the Clones. Very, very cool. And all the helmets have the piece that can rotate down. And there you can see his custom paint job on his helmet. And then they all have the exact same articulation, so I'm not going to go through that again. But just so you can see all of the different paint applications. And like I said, all 3 of these guys have their armor detailed unique to them. So really very cool. I like that quite a bit. And then last but certainly not least, we have Jesse. We'll go ahead and take his. His helmet's actually a little bit snugger, I think, because he's bald. He's got that big tattoo. And again, here is the helmet. Very cool. If we close in on his head, really nicely done. I feel like this eye is a little messed up. His right eye. But it might just be kind of like if you look at it from certain angles, it looks fine. But then like when I look at it from over here, and it might just be the camera. I can't tell. But it looks a little messy. But over here, everything on this side looks absolutely fantastic. And then again, he's got, different paint detailing. But the armor's pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same figure, just painted differently. And with different head sculpts. But really very, very cool. I really like all 3 of these guys a lot. Let me zoom in here. So like I said, I'm a big fan, having watched Clone Wars, of the 501st. And very excited to get figures for each of these 3 guys. Definitely very excited to get Rex as well, so I can have all 4 of them together. I think that's going to be really cool. Then I need to get a Master Skywalker to lead them all into battle. But yeah, very cool set of figures here. Really, really look nice. I highly recommend them. When you think about the fact that a vintage collection figure is like $12.99 a piece, something like that, I think this set was $50, if I'm not mistaken. And I think just the sheer amount of accessories and paint applications and detail that went into these figures makes sense why they're a little bit more expensive. Not to mention that they're a collection, or a convention exclusive. That's what I'm trying to say. Convention exclusives are always a little bit more, but if you're a fan of the Clone Wars and you like the vintage collection for Star Wars, then you're definitely going to want to grab these guys. I think they look absolutely fantastic. If you're like me and you kind of just occasionally grab a few figures from the vintage collection, I think these guys should be on your radar just because they did such a nice job. Yes, it is basically the same figure 3 times, but it's a really nice figure, and it makes sense because obviously the troopers all wore similar armor because they're ARC troopers. But they're all painted differently. They all have their own individual armor. The accessories are nice. The helmets look great. The face sculpts are phenomenal. So I really like these guys. I really can't say anything bad about them. I definitely think they're worth... Actually, that's not true. I can say one bad thing about them. I wish they had bicep swivels. That's really my only complaint. It's fine. You have the rotation in the elbow, but it's not the same as a bicep swivel, but it's close. But it's not enough to have you hinder buying the figure, in my opinion. But it would have been nice. But yeah, these guys are great. I definitely recommend checking them out. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.